Welcome to the Cryptonomatron. Today's news stories. The first one, Google is set to ban cryptocurrency and ICO ads starting in June. Big blow for ICOs, I think this is going to be, because how are you going to get people interested in your ICO if you're not already looking for an ICO to invest in on the usual channels, such as Reddit, within the cryptocurrency community? Then you're going to struggle to advertise your product, and that is going to, in my opinion, hinder the advancement of the technology that some of these ICOs are bringing to the fore. And that, it will stop the scams from advertising, but it will hinder the real good ones, and that's the problem here. And with Google doing this again, they are asserting their centralized authority, basically being the moderator and censoring what they don't want on their search engine. And that highlights to me the dire need for a decentralized solution, a decentralized search engine that's censorship resistant. Is there one out there? I know there's pre-search. I haven't had a good look at that project, but again, it highlights the fact that we need to decentralize. So Binance are launching their own proprietary blockchain. Now, they're already using the Ethereum blockchain for their token. As you're probably aware, some of you will have it. It's grown in value. It's been quite a good investment for those that got involved in it at an early stage. However, they are looking now to have their own proprietary blockchain with their own technology, and they're going to sort of gravitate towards a more community model. It sounds really interesting. And the other aspect that sounds interesting about it is they can have a decentralized exchange as well. So the token will be just more than a tradable commodity, if you like. It will actually function on the decentralized exchange, pay for fees, etc., etc. Now, what happens at the moment with their centralized model is all the action is taking place off-chain, so that it's basically just updating an order book on the company's own server. So initially, I think the decentralized exchange will run alongside the centralized current model. But they're looking towards complementing each other, having interdependence, and also, quite interestingly, they've stated that they want to transit from being just a company to an actual community as well. So there's a lot of feeling towards what the blockchain and the crypto space is working towards, being part of a community, decentralization, and this is very, very interesting. So I would suggest that keeping your eye on the Binance coin for the near future will be quite a good idea. Thailand is set to propose its new cryptocurrency gains tax. It's going to be put in front of the cabinet today for a vote. It's going to be 10% on all profits from cryptocurrency investments. So it's going to apply to Thai exchanges. How they're going to enforce it is yet to be seen. It's part of a new royal decree, and again, all of this just seems a little bit counterproductive to me. On the one hand, they are making noises about how friendly they are towards overseas investment into cryptocurrency and blockchain in the country, and launching ICOs. They've got regulations coming for those. But on the other hand, they're doing stuff like this that will possibly push locals especially to overseas exchanges if they're not already using them. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Again, they're obviously looking at this as a big money spinner, and they're getting no revenue from it. But at the same time, 10% tax on all profits, it's going to hit the Thai exchanges, and it's going to inhibit, again, growth of the domestic exchange scene and the domestic blockchain scene, I feel. So maybe counterproductive, as I said. How they're going to enforce will remain to be seen. So the Krill MVP is live. Let's have a look at it. Let's log in. I'm doing this live now. I looked at it yesterday very quickly. So this is the MVP. It's not the final product, minimum viable product. I did a review on this ICO a few weeks ago. I'll link to it below in the description, as well as the link to the demo itself. Now, what it is, it's a trading platform. You can actually create your own strategies, and you can use pre-existing strategies from other traders as well. It is actually very, very intuitive, and it's lovely. Look at this. You've got all the, this is the main dashboard here. We have the strategies page here, and you can see all the different ones. There are new ones just been added, and here's, I think it's Lucy, is it?
We are on your strategy library.
Yep, there she is.
We'll be able to monitor your running strategies to repeat.
And yep, she's quite lovely. She's there to help you as well. Lovely French woman. And she talks you through what you need to be doing. There is a marketplace as well, which people can actually trade different strategies. And your wallet, there's a community section as well where you can exchange views like a forum. But let's have a look at the dashboard just briefly here. You have your portfolio up here, then your current watch pair, which is on Binance, and it's Bitcoin to Ethereum. And then you've got your running strategies. So we've got 2 running strategies currently working at the moment. We have a dip accumulator and also a bear trader. And of course, bear trader would be quite useful in this current market. So let's have a look at the dip accumulator strategy, and it pops up. And there you can see it's a very easy drag and drop forum where you can just drop your strategies in. You can then back test the strategy once it's all programmed. So let's have a look at that here. There's a strategy there, and that's your exchange, the trading pair, and the date. So I think it's a 3-month date we've got here that you can then run it, and it will run in the background, and it will eventually show you a log of your trading strategy down here. There it is there, and it says it's a winning strategy. So how much did we make? We started off with $1,000 US in Tether, and our closing position was $5,422 in Tether. And our buy and hold comparison here is what we would have made if we'd held it, just held the currency. So raw performance was 442% gains, and refined performance versus the buy and hold strategy 128%. So strategy earnings overall $3,052 in US dollar Tether. So winning strategy it says there, so that's pretty good. Let's just go out of this and into the bear trader strategy. Let's just have a look. So this is in a bear market, and again slightly more complex here. You can see what it's trying to do. Basically buying on a dip of 10% and buying on every dip subsequent to that as well, and then selling when it's back up. So let's back test this strategy. Again, same exchange, same trading pair, same dates. And there we are, it is calculating. And there we are. So another winning strategy there, slightly less profitable, but starting capital was the same. But again, you've got to bear in mind this was a bear market scenario, and the buy and hold comparison would have been a loss. You would have actually taken a loss there. You would have gone down to $544 in Tether, but our closing position was $1,566 in Tether. So you can see the way it works. Again, another winning strategy. So that is just a very, very brief look at the Kryll MVP demo. I think it looks superb. I can't wait to try it for real. Attention, Ripple hodlers. If you are holding Ripple, this may have an effect on you in the future. Now, Ripple were having a lawsuit against R3, who they consider as a rival, and they used to do business together. And basically, Ripple are contesting a claim that R3 had an option to buy up to 5 billion Ripple tokens or XRP tokens at a price of under 1 cent at any time before the end of 2019, and you can obviously imagine what sort of repercussions that would have to the price of Ripple. So Ripple filed a counterclaim in California. Now that is been denied, so the appeal court denied Ripple's petition to appeal that dismissed its lawsuit against R3. So now the R3 case will go in New York, in a New York court where R3 are based, and that's not going to be very good for Ripple, I don't think, in the future. Quick look at the markets again now, and yes, we're still in bear territory. We don't seem to be able to get out of the woods here. The bear has not finished its shite. So we're just going through the motions here. There are a few coins that are not really being dragged down, VeChain being one of them. They've just signed another partnership with an insurance broker, I believe. I'll take a closer look at VeChain in due course. Binance coin pumping on that news earlier that they've announced their own blockchain, their own proprietary blockchain. Let's see what else is going on in the top 100. Not a lot, everything pretty much as normal. underwhelming, really. Electronium listed on KuCoin, I believe. That's probably the reason for that, pumping slightly. Nothing else really of any note whatsoever. Power Ledger on a little pump. I think they've announced a new board member or something today, if I'm not wrong. Let's go down, see what else is going on. Again, very neutral market sentiment at the moment. No real positivity, and it's not going to help that Google just announced that ban on cryptocurrency and ICO ads, is it? Let's be honest. Gainers and losers then. Let's have a quick looky see what's going on. Octoin coin that basically just launched yesterday on CoinMarketCap, up a whopping 118%. Binance coin pumping, as I mentioned already. Swissborg, interesting. Kryll coin, we've not seen that for a while. It's back 13% up today, which is fairly good. And what's been suffering? No real surprise. Bitmark had a massive pump yesterday, so it's just correcting. Bitcoin Private as well has been shooting up, so I guess it was time for a correct. Nucleus Vision as well seems to be the fanboy's new Tron. It is suffering slightly today after a big pump yesterday. ShipChain down, and no surprise really. I point you to my news story yesterday. A lot of dirt on the CEO, and they were caught with their pants down paying Forbes to run positive articles on them. Expire, my token to watch, down again, which is sad to see, but it's still got potential. Probably a good entry point if you're looking to get into Expire. I did a video on it a few weeks ago. Let's take a look at what's recently been added. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to speak about one of these coins very briefly. Centrality there, just hit the CoinMarketCap, and Debitum Network. So Debitum Network, let's just take a quick look how it's doing. It's got a 400 million total supply. Don't know what the circulating supply is, but at around 8 cents or 944 Satoshis, it's looking like a reasonable entry point to get in. How it's going to perform in future remains to be seen. We can see there it's doing not too badly since coming onto the exchanges. And let's just get a quicker look at its website. So Debitum Network is a global small business financing blockchain technology company that recently had an ICO. As you can see there, they raised 20,000 Ethereum, no small feat. And they've been hyped up a little bit by Michael Supo on his YouTube channel. If you've been watching that, you would have known he's invested. He's already said that. It's an interesting project. Excuse me, solves real world problems of the inability of small, medium enterprises to raise capital funding, and also they are potentially a Populous rival, potentially an Invox Finance rival as well. We talked about those two companies as invoice financing ICOs and blockchain companies. Debitum also offer that facility as well. Let's scroll down here. Basically, how it works is you contribute your tokens to receive, you contribute your Ethereum, receive your DEB, Debitum tokens, and then you can assist in financing these small businesses here, and then you can grow your profit together as well. That's basically how it works. They've got a functional MVP already. It's a sustainable network, and they reckon it's a cryptocurrency that will grow in value. And also they've started pretty quickly, but they've just they've got some good ambitions. It looks promising, so it's something that you should maybe keep an eye on in the future.